as tag 125 hits the circuit. Another South Aussie on the pole, the 63 of Cooper Brown with Declan Matthews alongside in the 74. Then it's Zachary Hurd in the 48, Brent Redding in the 58. Following them is Lee Nicolau starting out of 5. We heard from him a little bit earlier on in the 14 with Braden Parkinson in the 44 from 6. Row 4 is the Australia one of Brendan Nelson, always tough. Then Lucas O'Connor, Thomas Gallagher second in the championship coming into the weekend. We're getting set for a start. Max Chudasco, he leads the championship coming into this weekend. He's further down the order. He will start from 11th position, but he will come through. 15 laps on the board. Away we go. Down to turn number 1. We're going to get a bit of 3-wide action through there. Not quite. Oh, one's gone through the dirt. I think that could have been Nelson. Certainly looked to be the colours of his helmet as they work their way through to the Max's flip-flop for the first time. Oh, we've got a couple down off at the bottom of the race circuit that will take no further part in this one. But leading the way is our pole sitter of Brown. Pick up the order for you as they come to the line. It's Brown from the 74 of Matthews, then Hurd, followed by Redding, Lee Nicolau still in 5th. Chudasco up to 6th, Gallagher in 7th, Brzezinski into 8th, Nelson, he was down to 9th, yes it was him that went through the dust, and O'Connor that rounds out your 10. So this is quite a juicy fight here. You've got the championship leader and championship second place together on the track. Then you've got the old rivals, Cody Brzezinski and Brendan Nelson, further down the order. So they're going to battle it through as they come back to the front straightaway to reel off lap number 2 now. Hurd in 4th. He's looking pretty racy out there. Oh, Gallagher, I think that was, going up the inside of Chudasco. Nicolau, I should say. Oh, there's a bit happening. Someone didn't get... Oh, there's a big crash in the back stretch. Oh, my goodness, they're going around. We've got a kart stricken in the middle of the race circuit. Nearly the whole field has almost got through. Got one off into the weeds, but another scary incident here this morning. Down the front stretch they go. It's Brown, Matthews, Redding, Hurd, Nicolau, Nelson, Bergens, Brzezinski, Hughes. There's a couple of names that I'm not seeing here. Cox, Van Laarhoven. Gallagher's further down. Chudasco's one of them involved in the incident. So the championship leader, here's the story. The championship leader coming into the weekend, our round 1 winner, is off to the side of the race circuit in this second heat as Brown leads them around, the South Australian boy. Across the line he goes, Matthews in 2nd. And man in 3rd, Brent Redding. He is always tough when he is in line for a win. Ooh. In 4th spot is Hurd, Nicolau still in 5th. And Nelson has been able to clear Brzezinski. He is in 6th spot, Bergen 7th. Get the feeling Gallagher was involved in that incident as well, because he's dropped quite a number of positions. So back around they come. This is the end of lap number 5. The 63 of Cooper Brown. Driving the KF Kart for Matt Hall Racing, AusChauffeur, and NFTY Portal is leading the way. He is flying the Crow Eaters flag incredibly high here this morning. Through the LeConte turn they go. Declan Matthews trying to close in the fantastic looking bed shed, number 74, out of the Gold Coast. Brent Redding, another Queenslander in the 58. Driving a North Bank Chambers machine. He's trying to close in here. Got 6 in the books, 9 to go. The big story. Our championship leader coming into the weekend is no longer in this race. So he will drop some points by not finishing. Gets an absolute donut towards his season series point score. But now it's starting to tighten up behind Brown. Matthews has got the skates on, so too Redding, and definitely Zachary Hurd there in fourth as Nicolau. He had some clear air and he's done the quickest lap of the race, the 35.1. Really starting to tighten up at the front. It was a 35.144 for Brown, a 35.139 for Matthews, Redding a 35.147 and a 35.2 for Hurd the last time through. Hurd looked to me like he was the driver that was starting to make the most ground. To explain the tag racing competition, there's a range of different engines that are available to be entered into this category. All 125cc water-cooled motors developing around the 28-29 horsepower range. Karting Australia does a parity test over several days with one driver testing all engines, or several drivers I should say, testing all engines on the same track, and they paritize them by weight. Across the line they go. Nicolau again goes quicker. Six laps left to go in this one. Oh, big move coming there for second place. That was Redding. The Queenslanders decided to move forward. He gets past his fellow Queenslander. These two, they know their racing styles very, very well. But what about the South Aussie up the front? There's a big crowd down there at the canteen area. They will be absolutely cheering on Cooper Brown as he goes through. Down the back straightaway he goes into the Max's flip-flop. Working their way back toward the start-finish straight again. The 63 of Brown leads the way. Our second place man is Brent Redding. Third place is now Zachary Hurd in the Kart Republic in front of Matthews. And look out, here comes Lethal Lee. He's right up behind. The man in front of him looking to make up another position. He's got a good run going this weekend. Has Lee Nicolau. He's sitting in fifth spot, but fourth looks better. It looks as though Matthews has dropped a little bit, and now up the inside goes the SixtyThree Racing Paralin of the Victorian, but Matthews is having none of it, and he comes straight back at him. And look who's right behind him there. We haven't seen him all race, aside from the start. It's Brendan Nelson. He's right back in the pack with 3 to go. So he's well and truly in the mix yet again as Brendan Nelson. 3 laps remaining in this one. A tremendous tag heat race here. Through the Max's flip-flop they go. Here at the circuit you can really hear the engine note of the different engines being used here in the tag series. But Brown coming around to the start-finish straight. He's only got 2 to go. This will be a big one for the South Australian fans here today. It's spread out a little bit now, but it has been an absolutely terrific race. Hurd there in third position. He's got a good run going as well. He was third in the championship coming into the weekend, and he's looking very solid as they will come around to get the last lap board this time. Only one more circulation of Bolivar Raceway to go for Brown. Then it's Redding, followed by Hurd, Declan Matthews, Nicolau, Nelson, then Bergens, then Brzezinski. Then it's Hughes, Gallagher. Through comes the 63 of Cooper Brown. He is almost home. There's only 3 more corners left to go. But the second last corner is your race leader. He comes out of the final turn onto the front straightaway, and the checkered flag goes to the local boy, Cooper Brown. He gets it done by 1.1 seconds over Brent Redding. Then it was Zach Hurd